everybody. Um, thank you for all of you. I'm just trying to get myself in the right position as usual. Thank you so much for everybody, and I want to show you the. There he is. He likes to sleep here in my lamp. So when I want to talk to you, sorry and apologize for yesterday, but it was very beautiful time. He's still a little bit from the time change, and I'm so happy that he's here. And hug him and give him my love and so on. And he wants to go down in his bed. Okay, and so I can do my work for it. Thank you, all of you, for the good understanding and the good energy. And yeah, I'm happy with him. I'm just like he's been. Little story about him is that I was going to the Course of Miracle workshops, and there was a person who brought him in one day, and he walked him in a leash, and he was passing him little green cards, and I took the card and I look at it. He was like, "Hi, my name is Sensei. I'm a 1 year old," and so on and so on. Information's about him, and I took it, and I'm like, hmm, this dog and I, we are connected. So I took a picture, so sent it to my daughter, and she's like, "You want to get him?" Like, yeah, because my daughter wanted the dog, so actually I got it for her. And the dog loving me. The dogs choose their owner. So that's how we end up with Sensei. And he had a lot of challenges because of he was aggressive. That's what they put him into the a shelter. He had a understanding that love is biting, and he was biting very bad sometimes. But we worked throughout. We did some work, a lot of work, in good and bad way. But we did some work with him. He understood that biting is not love. A lot of hugs after that, understanding. But he is. So now he is here, and I'm very happy on it. Last night we slept, we hugged, and he was in peace. So do I, and it was good for it. So okay, we're here to talk about a long distance for it. So here's your long distance. You all know about this long distance, right? Yeah. And before we begin with this, for it, I want to recognize every one of you here watching it and everyone in the chat room. So, Unset, Sam Chapman, Diana, Josh, Cece, Purity, Ray, Anne, Margaret, and Twin Flame Heart. All of you, thank you. Thank you for coming in, and thank you for the love. We send you a love from us as well. And talking about the long distance, please ask some questions afterwards. Otherwise, it's like kind of like I'm mixed up with the energies. Larola, thank you. Thank you for coming into the chat. Yeah, the long distance, it's got a lot of pro and cons for it. Hi, Diamond. Thank you for coming in for it. The main reason is that the souls, that's what this, we're living in these times, first of all. To understand that we have this technology now to see and exchange energies through. High life can be beautiful. Thank you for coming in. And you need to understand we got this technology to share things now. And through all this communications, we are able to find resonance. Okay, resonance is when you send energy and the energies come back for it. So during the hi Erica, thank you for coming in. Yeah, he is cutie, and this cutie pie has a big black heart on his left side. That is a typical for Shih Tzu. That's what they have for it. So to go back with the resonance, you have these communications. And hi, Carl Lucy. Thank you for coming in. So the long distance, okay, is beautiful thing because you spend a lot of hours, you spend a lot of time with the person. Okay, you exchange energies through communications. Some of the communications could be very intense. Sometimes this energy can be a very obsessive to you, but that is it because of the need of instant connections for it. The both two units in a long distance, since we've been talking about this long distance, I will talk to you first of all from personal experience, but also I want to talk to you from experiences of others, okay, as well. So, what it leads to the long distance is to understand the journey with the person, okay, to understand everything that you have to do with the person. You share a lot of things. You may share personal things. You may share all your history. You may share, even have this spiritual naked talk over the phone, and so on, with one purpose. And the purpose is to come together in the physical realm, and whatever it was, to prove it that it's true. That's what the purpose is. The bad part it is that some of the people they're using this for different reasons. Okay, if you go to like um, scams and so on, you're gonna see like thousands of people they've been scamming over through this for it, and some of them they end up in a very bad situations. Okay, well, you need to understand that the lessons are lessons. They're coming for a reasons for both people. Okay, but why there are so many? There are so many because on this level of kind of like a breaking the rules, breaking the matrix, breaking everything. If you remember it from the last video, the screen that it was like we are all connected. That's the main reason in there, that we are all connected. It's the same thing like we are all connected right now here at this present moment within the energy here. You guys maintain that energy. I'm working up here with you guys, and we have this beautiful understanding for our continuous evolution that we have. Um, so, for example, we are right now in the new era of illuminations. Okay. So, for example, judgment is understood by the ego. Okay. Correction, all right, is understood by the soul. But in the illumination process that it's done by the spirit, and the spirit says one thing. That is your reason to change your behavior on the basis of new understanding, and that's what that new way of working of two opposite comes together for a mutual understanding. Okay, so the one of the main reason is that you might don't you have something to do with someone who is on the other side of the world. You may have something to do on the God's mission, if you want. Love. I had someone who moved from India to South America, for example, because they were there and they said they met their twin, and later on they come back and they came back to me. It's like, deal, but what was the energy wasn't there? And I'm like, you need to understand that some of these connections, they're only sparks. Okay, they are not a twin flames. We will talk about this. Uh, uh, CF, thank you for the message. I will monitoring the chat. for it. I appreciate you to coming in, CF, and may the love be with you, may the force be with you. And if you need some any help, message me so I can kind of like help you out. All right, but thanks for stepping in, sir. Appreciate it. So, mm, to continue with this, okay, uh, the main reason is you to connect with person to clear things out, to understand the things out. Is that as a twin flame? Yes, could be. Is that as a soulmate? Yes, it could be. Is that as a for divine purpose? Yes, it is. Definitely all the connections like this, which is there in the base of a long distance, they are like this. You can have a long distance relationship, will be fulfilled until a certain point when the things are coming into actual physical union to see if that's true. And who testing you? Testing you the truth is mainly the divine, because the divine orchestrate that connection. Okay. Hi, Pink Feather. Feathers, thank you for coming in. Happy Monday. Yes, happy Monday, to everybody. And wherever it is for it, and that connection, it has the same stages as a twin flames. You know, the first thing is begin like a little something, then the energy explodes. You feel like, oh my God, what the hell is going on? Then you're wondering what happens. And now the divine is coming in. It's like you feel these pressures between until you don't say, I love you. Once you say, I love you, which is the truth, then in about 2 units, all of a sudden this pressure just drops down. It begins to work within the reality, okay? The reality, the way it is at the present moment. Would that change over time? Yes, it is. On most of the cases, it follows the path of the twin flame. And that following the path of the twin flame, it could be a love, can be a connections. You probably see each other a couple of times, you maybe see a couple of times in life, and so on. You need to understand that one of the best things is to understand if the connection is genuine, which is real, okay, is if the energy it's the same as was over the long distance, okay. So if you talk to them and if you hug them, the energy is the same. Then the energy is really a genuine. If the energy is not the same though, then you're like, well, I thought that you might be, I thought that might gonna be, but I was. No, if you get the hands of the person and that feels exactly the same without any problems and without any situations, okay, then it's gonna felt naturally like you always been handling together. And it's got this peaceful vibrations without any signs of anything. But you need to understand that during those long distance, okay, you actually not only agreed on a commitment, but you did something else. Okay, you looking forward to where you built your dreams, you build things for it. I thought that this might be, I thought that might be. You need to understand that anytime there is a I within those connections, there is no we. And be mindful about if the person says like I need this, I need that, they need something. It's different than I need and we need. Okay, look at it in those cases from within yourself. Doesn't matter if you're in a long distance or not. um, Take a look if you're in a long distance relationships, what prevents you not to be together. Take a look. If you have some issues, and it is about your love to increase to so much higher level that you're ready to give up on everything, move out, and go there. That's going to be like you right now acting on the basis of the divine love between you, and you make the commitment. Okay, that is a part of the twin flame union. Okay, but things that hasn't been worked out will pop out, and that will cause separations most of the time for it, because that separation is gonna show you the things that needs to be worked out from within. If that is a genuine connection, it's gonna come up for it. So, oh, I forgot something. I wanted to recognize Diamond B for this topic. That she picked it up over Saturday. So I appreciate it. Thank you so much for this. But the main reason for a lot of twins is because everyone looks for their twin. Uh, it doesn't matter if that is a intuitive side. It doesn't matter if that is a heart side or physical side, wherever it is. Okay, but you need to understand there is something in the air that help us out, and that is a divine forces. The divine forces hooked you up, and you know it. Once you're a twin flame, you know those energies, and you don't know how to surrender to those energies, because if you don't, then you begin to become a like a boiling um, pot inside of you, and everything gets hot, 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 hot because of the resistance you do. Okay, so look your connection. Okay, look and understand your connections, because your long distance connections can turn to something very beautiful. There is a lot of long distance relationships who actually worked out. Okay, but they worked out because of they were based of the truth and the commitment that was made done. The connections they don't work out is because some of the truth was left out, or something was not what you were told. So now the ego is triggers in there, and that's what the judgment comes in. The ego understands judgments, okay, but if you look at it, the soul understands correction. So if you speak someone to correct their behavior, they take it as a judgment because of the ego. But the spirit from within illuminates and it says it's about changing the behavior. Don't do things, don't do that, and that how that goes for it. The one of the other main reason of the why so many connections and long distances twin flame. 7 years ago, nobody knew about the word twin flame. Now you know everything about it, which is that's what we had to do 7 8 years ago. We had to put the twin flames out in the surface. Okay, we had to bring this love. We had to show up the right thing, so we can prepare the people for being in twin flame. But in the last couple of years, if you guys look in it, what it comes out in the surface, the toxicity, the narcissism, and the truth. Because the light came on, because it's more easy, the light to come on, which is the twin flame love. The love to comes out in the surface. Now the darkness comes out in the surface. And that's what some of the long distance relationships, they're not going to work because things were hidden. Okay, that's what, if you look at it, some of the statistics there about long distance relationships, that it's actually some of you find out there is a kind of like they give you red flags. If you haven't watched it, will help you out. The question for you is in you, why you are in a long distance relationship, what's causing you that long distance relationship. And if you're within the divine, you need to understand that this energy that connecting you, it is gift. It's not a joke. Okay. Every time there is a divine presence in there, the divine there is needs to be in force. Okay, it needs to be in force. So That kind of like a pretty much it. You can go ahead and ask some questions now. Will give it my shot to kind of like give you the best as I can be. Okay, so uh, that's what it is. So twin flame Harat, her message prevent us, her marriage prevent us not to be together. I'm in India and she shifted to Canada after meeting me. Well, yeah, well, there is going to be a situations like this. There's going to be a things like that all the time happens. And all you have to do on this long distance relationship, it is about the love. Are you trusting love? Are you trusting the divine? Are you living in your truth? If they don't living on the truth, will show up by their actions. If you're living on your truth, you will show up in your actions. You need to understand actions is what actually divine looks for it. Because divine, it's like will investing the time and effort and energies for you. Now it's for you. You have to pay us back. You have to show this divine energy for it. And that is the one reason that we are getting through the good or through the bad situations to the experiences that we have. It is that there is always is benefit for the divine. That is a that if somebody act from the ego, you bring it up on the surface, so people get benefit. If it's the love, if it's the energy, if it's the unconditional love, it brings that out on the surface, and the people learn. They're getting educated, and guess who is happy? The divine. Divine is happy because of this connections. So okay, so that's what this is. Josh, what were your personal signs of approaching a reunion? Personal signs of approaching reunion is that is when a commitment is there for being the physical. Okay, it feels energetically, it feels right, but also there is something from within you if the things are not right. And sometimes you're gonna miss this because the love is blind. But you need to understand when you are asked to trust in this connection 100%, you do it. That is a challenge from the divine. That's how you're going to know. You're not going to worry about anything. All you worry about is your connections and trust within the divine, Josh. So energetically, yes, you're going to feel the energy. It can be a crazy to be in love with a stranger, but yeah, the thing it is, Josh, what I suggest you meet that person once or twice before you meet with them and create something that will actually determine what's going on. But you need to understand there is a lot of lessons that could be a lessons from a past life that needs to be done. Okay, from a past life for it. Okay. Ray of light, not a question about the topic. It's long distance. Such a been thinking. Can you see the twin flame connection in journey by comparing the two twin horoscopes? Rays, in some you can see. I just did two charts comparison to two individuals for it, which is they have so many things coming together. There is so many things, but what I look for it is the divine energies within them, and I'll tell you why. The divine's energies are the one that determine the divine connections from. So that's what is what it needs to be. Another thing that it's gonna be that you're looking for, it's what is the positions have a growth. Okay, we're talking about growth. Usually that has to do with Uranus or Jupiter for it because it is about growth. Also, there is a lot of the uh, something has to do with the North Node. Okay, the North Node is your future karma, it's your present karma, and if the planets are there on the same pretty much place. Okay, you need to understand that those planets are crucial. The divine energies are powerful within this, and that's what I'm looking at. But I don't confirm this. The twin flames, it's confirmed. They're confirmed by the divine. When a divine is present there, it is the third energy. That is the internal marriage counselor. If you have to ask me for it, this is like when the bond is made between you, your twin flame, and the divine, and that is a something that I hope you don't really screw it up with. You need to understand you can mess with divine energies. Divine energies is not like treating people, not at all. So, but looking at through the charts, you can understand a lot. I had a couples that I've done some charts for them, but they understood the good and the bad. And through the understanding the good and the bad, it was so funny because it's like, I told you so. See, he told you, right? Now understand it. It was so funny like this, but um, so in this cases, okay, in these situations, when you look in charts, you can see a lot of things. Okay, you can understand a lot of things. So the charts is important. The astrology is important because you will show you the vibrations. But you guys know we already talk about. We already did talk about this energies. There is the energies of pull, things that you attract, things that are attracting you. We will talk about the energy of push, which is you pushing away, or things that's pushing you to work on it. And there is a divine energies. The divine energies that come to you, or you seeking within divine. And those are the important parts of the chart. If you have a yacht or two, and if the two yachts they are interconnected, those are energies of flow that it needs to be go through it. And usually that's what I'm looking at for. So that was a Ray. May the force be with you. Life can be beautiful. Is the love for your TF always there, or do you know you're in love with them when you meet your TF? You need to understand the love is love, and when a divine puts love inside of you towards someone, that love exists. For it, can the love be destroyed by the ego? Yes, it is. Can't somebody breaks your heart? Yes, it is. But you're gonna be handled by the divine. Um, Beautiful, baby. So you need to understand that every time when you meet them, if the energy over through the long distance communications is the same with the energies in present, that is confirming the truth. Okay, because the actions prove that. But if over the time something happened, the person's changing, then the energy is going to begin to devalue. Okay, you may be devalued, maybe something else, and now you will understand the person. It's shadow side. You need to understand nobody shows their shadow side until you don't get with it. Okay, so you will have a love in the soul when a divine puts you to love. Even if you try to escape them, you try to do something, you may popped up all of a sudden on them, and it's like boom out of the middle of nowhere for it. But that is a divine orchestra, and a lot of the people they don't trust the divine. Divine just remind them about the things. So that's what that is for it. Do you know it when you love with them? Yes, you do. Oh, yes, you do. The question is how you love them, though. If you love them for a reason, that it's the reason. When the reason comes in, you love them because of the reason. But if you love them unconditionally within the divine within you, then you will feel it inside. But other than that, that's how you will know deeply from within your heart, within your soul, and they will feel it too. They will understand it. You have 5D that it comes in within you and them, and they understand this, even if it's for milliseconds or or for a few seconds or a minute. Doesn't matter. The energy transfer sends all the informations for it. So yeah. North Node is also Lord Rahu's out. Diana, I'm not too much in the Vedic astrology for it, so I look at it before, but to remember the names and so on, and I just get into the classic astrology for it. Uh, the cult wants to dismantle twin flames. Look no further for that. MGK Mega. You need to understand that within the current situations, right now we are in the mud. There is a lot of that shadow sides coming to the surface. They don't want to have the twin flames because the shadow doesn't like the twin flames. Some of the people have a shadow that it's inherit from it. That could be inherit from a culture, from religion, from wherever the situation is. Okay, and that could be from so many things for it. But nevertheless, you need to understand it's nobody else's power except the divine. Even if you die, divine is going to recreate situations and the debt's going to be paid off for it. So a lot of the people, they have wrong understanding about things and they think that they can play with. You need to understand that some of the dark side, actually the whole dark side, it's the other side of God that you don't see. Okay, that is the hidden God in there for. So you need to understand that through the shadow or through the light, you're learning the same lessons sooner or later. So can someone who can see the Akashic records tell you where your TF is? You need to understand Akashic records. Some of the people think that they know the Akashic records. This is like the library of the universe. You need to understand that only few chosen ones are going to really to the Akashic records. So it's required specific training, specific understanding, and also permission. So, for example, you can't look at the Akashic records for someone you have no permission from it. Can't. All right. This is not like some of the people who are in the dark side of the shadow and they're trying to access your Akashic records. They can't find them. Why? Because divine says, I'm sorry, you can't for it. So if somebody gives you a Akashic record and tells you something, can you believe on the wrongful informations? That can screw up your twin flame journey like no tomorrow. Or tarot reading, okay? Because you believe in something it's not based on the truth. Okay. You can really screw up big time. But that is a lesson, okay? The tarot and all this, even the astrology, they are tools for you and personal level, not you to go and look for someone. Even in the Bible said that. Okay. But the ego, the lower realm, the lower vibration wants to know everything, so there can be a manipulation, so the ego can be satisfied. People do that, and yes, uh, there is only a few readers that I know that they work with universe energies. Other than that, most of them they are working and they're expressing energy that it's either around them or energy that doesn't really match. Um, it's kind of like surprised me to find that some of the people they have a very good tarot readings on the base of the gravitation, and I can kind of like comparing them. Still kind of like having the shadows of a doubt in there, but yeah, that's what this is. But you need to understand that Akashic records is records there for the divine. Yes, you can pull a record for it if it's something that you need to know. The divine pulls the records and give it to you. You need to understand that part. If you need to know something about your twin flame, the divine will pull the records out and bring it to you. So, for example, if you having an issue with your twin flame is not coming with you, and guess what? And there is something goes wrong. The Akashic records are pulled out, and there's like, well, here is. There was a past life when you two, she was a princess, you were a prince. She promised God and you that you two were going to marry, but her parents got involved and you guys never did. Close the book, opens the book, and it says, all right, you two were in the pirates and you two were in the jail, and you promised you guys can love each other. And she was freed and you left there. And she never reached her promise to God. Close. Then you open up and it says, you two were in this, you guys had the promises and they were never reached. Now in this life, you have something similar and you matching it with all this. That's what the Akashic records are. And I need to understand that in the Akashic records, there are these pages in there for you. And there's memories in there. That's what this is. All right. So, uh, okay, someone who can, that's on the 3D, the parasites on the astral are another steps. Yeah, well, we are not going to the lower realm. You need to understand that the more you are disengaged from the lower realm, they're not playing with you. You're blindfolding them and then they don't work with you. They have to try to bring your vibrations down in order to have any effects for you. So, Josh, go up in vibrations. Diana Denner, you missed the spiritual war. Uh, uh, I missed something. Uh, oh, yeah. God gave me powerful visual TF in spirit, spiritual war, dark forces. Has something to do with spirit, not just on our own personal issue. What's your point of view of the dark affecting TF? TFs actually are the ones that they are. We are using the same, the both energies, the dark and the light. And we're learning the dark and the light. Okay, sometimes you're gonna meet the darkness from it, and you're gonna understand the darkness. All right, that's your lessons. That is your power to work with the both energies. But at the same time, you also will discover that there was a darkness from within you that you never even knew about. That why the darkness comes in to remind you that you can be both light and the dark. But it's as I was talking about the about this was about that. If you look at it, the darkness, the ego understands judgment when it tells someone the truth. The soul understands a corrections about the truth. But the spirit illuminates about the truth. It needs to be uh, of these correction actions, and that's what transformations that the twin flame does happens to it. Okay, so that's what this is, and what it affects within the twin flames is because they're coming for the truth, the illumination state, and now within the new cycle, it's the illuminations coming in. And the illumination can be done in the good and the bad way. It could be through the bad situations, through the all the things that wasn't done right. That's what this is. Because they weren't right. Now you see they weren't right. You create these corrections. You understand that it needs a change of behavior for divine's good. And that's what the twin flame says. Okay. Um God is with an all correct. That is the divine life action. Yes. You need to understand. Don't joke and don't play. And okay, don't play games with divine. No, don't. You need to take a step within all this within your mind, because if you think that you're gonna fool the divine, the divine already knows how you want to try to fool them, and they will put you to a test. And let me tell you, you don't want to do that. Um, four. So I hope that explained it to you, Diana. Sorry, I missed the question. Um, in astrology report for today, in other words, you say you need to transform. Okay, Cece, very good point. What do you need to transform? But, okay, so for example, you maybe have struggle with personal relationships, so you need to transform yourself about personal relationships. That's what I'm talking about, and all things. If Because your personal relationship, it's transforming with the relationships within the family. Okay, if you have been talking about you need to transform, that is it, to stop fighting the opposite energies. If you continue fighting the opposite energies, that they're putting pressure on you and they knock you on the door and like, hey, it's here, you need to work on this, and you're like, open the door and it's like, oh my god, oh okay, bye, and you kind of like jam the door up front of it. You don't transform. CC. Okay. All right. We have a blessings here from the dark side. Yeah, they just the way they are. So they want me to stop doing what I'm doing, but that's okay. We're gonna report them. Okay, and it's gonna take about a little bit, and hopefully that's. So that's what I mean, transformations, because Pluto is in retrograde. It is about transformation. It's transformations to get off of the toxicity that it's right now, and you to improve your life for your family. If you pay attention, we've been talking about everything that goes in Cancer. Today we talk about transformations from within you, the Lilith side. Okay, when Lilith finds her goddess part, she becomes the goddess at home. But when she finds the love from within, not the toxic part, that is a beautiful transformation. Beautiful. Okay? Because finally Lilith gets that love that she always wanted, but she ran away from it. That is the lessons of Lilith, to go and look from within that she screwed up. She repents. She's submissive to God now. She repents to God now. She understands all her behavior, and now she understands all these illuminations that comes in her changed behavior about life that goes on. That's what the transformation is about. CC. Okay, it all depends of the situations. I'm talking about the astrology report, CC. And by the way, thank you for bringing them up, because now you will probably feel it, that the astrology reports that I did before, and astrology now with the gravitations for it. There are quite a few differences, but the gravitational astrology is rising up now within me, and that's what this is for you. So I have experienced and glimpses of past life. Lisa, yes, you will experience in those glimpses of past life. Those are a Akashic records. That's what that is. Okay, Lisa. If they've been giving it to you and you know it and you feel it and you understand it, and that's matching the situations without you asking them, divine is showing to you. So Lisa, that's what it is. Lisa, let me know if that's how it was, because seems like it was. Okay, just write me on it. Diana, thank you. Oh, you're welcome. Cici, in other words, listen to God. This is the clue of all. Following and receive what has been. Yes, Cici, follow what has been given to you. It's gift of God. Why are you abandoning the gift of God? Oh, your ego didn't like the gift, wanted a bigger gift. Oh, yeah, the ego, it's never satisfied. Oh, by the way, you have a different agenda. God's give you the present, but you kind of like, I don't want this present. Oh, maybe as a kid, you were never satisfied with the presents. You all the time wanted the presents of others for you. Oh, okay. That's understandable. So, yeah. Lovely Libran 1717. Welcome. Thank you for joining the chat. Life can be beautiful. Is the gap of the distance, is the age gap, the distance between TF, the families and society that doesn't want TF together are all the same. If someone doesn't want twin flames to be together, that could be a lot of the karma within the family. That could also be happening in the past lives for it. So, for example, if you're the princess and he was the prince, and you two making a commitment, okay, and your parents don't approve the marriage, that could be repeating even now. And that's what a lot of the parents are very toxic about this. And that could be that you have to overcome all this. You have to choose the love of the lover. And that's what that is. You have to, and that's where you are right now. You are in this age that our parents doesn't have to really approve anymore anything. The parents who doesn't approve relationship within twin flames have a few reasons. Number one reason, take a look who is that could be the mother or the father. If it's the mother, that she sees you very happy, she's probably jealous that she was never happy before, or something that happened from before that she was against it. Uh, Also, maybe your mother will depends on you when she gets older, and she don't wants that person to understand that dependency problem. If it is the father, take a look the religious point of view. Take a look of there is something that it's hidden for it, or take a look that maybe your father had a similar love and things didn't work out. Okay, I could be in combined for it. So age gap should not be different. It should not be a problems anymore. You need to understand age gap is, we talk about the age gap with about a Charlie Chaplin. Okay, they had a beautiful family, and he did the right thing. The only thing was that the dark side didn't like him, because he was expressing his views about over the communism. So that hurt his career very bad. But guess what? He was true to himself. That's what it's matter for it. So uh, uh, society doesn't want to be twin flame because guess what? It will bring the ugliness of the society. How ugly it is, how shady, how dark it is. I mean, come on, this society that we're living now, that if you don't smoke or if you don't take certain things for it, if you don't jerk yourself down, if you don't drink your until you're dead, if you don't being all kind of like a talking nasty words and so on and so on, you're not a part of the society. Is that a society? That's all toxic. That's where we end up in this damage right now, toxicity and so on. So the society is not pleased with the twin flames because it brings out the darkness up in the surface for it. Lovely Reverend, the title quickly grabbed my attention. This is my case, the Atlantic Oceans dividing us. Yeah, you need to understand I crossed the oceans for a connection like this. So yeah, I understand this very well for it. Some of the people they knew on this channel, some of the people they have personal friends, they knew the story for it. So, but you need to understand that the beauty of this connection is finding the truth, and most of all, helps you to become your true self. And if that is a lovely Reverend, I challenge you to go ahead and see that person in real if you haven't been already. Okay, so it is about to show that love can fix all, love can do all. Okay, so Lisa, thank you. Exactly how it was happened, unexpected. I didn't ask, but was shown. Yes, there we go. That's it, Lisa. You don't ask for it; it comes right to you, and that's what the Akashic record is. The divine will give you the Akashic records. They will. And somebody who doesn't get their promises on it, you will understand that in the past life, there was a promises they broke. And now you've been probably taking a different approaches back in a life. Now, though, maybe a different approach. Now it's the approaches leave it up to the divine. They know what they're doing. Now they have to deal with the karma that they built in the past lives for it. That are fake promises. Okay, that's what they are broke. They're probably born in a family with fake promises into it, and now that karma has to be paid. So, any other questions? I know. So me and one who is chief was the niece of someone they were dating. Whose chief was the niece of someone. Usually the divine doesn't create things within the family. That could be something that it's not like that. The only thing that happens in the family as a twin flames, that could be if you get twins babies, because that way they have to learn how to get along from, because they wouldn't getting along for a long time. Now they have to learn to get along, and that is one of the things for it. But usually, no, not in the family. For Crystal, hey Crystal, nice to have you here. Thank you for coming in. Just popped in and heard you say you encourage people to see on a person. I can't wait to listen back on the reply and hear the whole context of that. Thank you, dear. Yes, you need to understand you have to go across the oceans, okay? And that will show you the truth. That will show you the things that were there in the reality, okay? Yes, the connection like long distance, all right, over the phone can be an amazing. I'll tell you that it is amazing. Okay, but there is nothing amazing when your soul begins to breathe with that people, with that person. Okay, then to that you're gonna get, and if the divine is there, and the divine creates this marriage, then you need to understand things are the way it should have been. Okay. um, After that you will bring everything out on the surface, it's a collective things. A lot of the twin flames will bring out this collective part mm, of the darkness out, so we can deal with it. The main girlfriend niece was his GF. They're all adults. uh, what can I say, baby? I mean, the result could be a different things. Okay, for it. So, in some of the cultures, the nieces and stuff like this may be acceptable, but usually for the divine, doesn't put that kind of things of. I mean, you never know the divine purpose of all, but you need to understand in a certain situations there is a karma within the same bloodline, and that sometimes is not. I don't see it. There is something with your message within the energy. There is a something is in there. Something is not said. Something is not seen. It's kind of like hidden. Maybe the other people from chat they can look at it to what you wrote, so they can see. Okay, maybe I'm wrong. Okay, but that's what I feel. That's what I said it is. But you gotta love your long distance connection, because that is a real love. You need to understand that you may have your twin flame sitting next to you, and they have a different opinion, different agenda, and they are cold to you. They are 10,000 miles apart of you. But the person that is over the phone can be very, very much deep from within you, very much. So that is the power of this. You to go ahead and be who you are. That's what it makes these connections. You to believe in love. That's what the divine wants from you. You to believe in the love. Okay. Uh, Alan Dara, I'm so proud of you. I saw your since your first video, and you continue here with your unique shining energy. Thank you, dear. You're welcome, Dara. Thank you. Thank you for the comment, because I know some of the people came to the channel very earlier because they were desperate for their twin flame. But now, since you probably know from the beginning, I devoted that to the twin flame, and that devotion never stopped through all those years. And I'm glad that you're here. I'm glad that I'm seeing you here. We probably didn't spoke. Your name doesn't ring bell for me. We might know each other on the Facebook as well. But I want to say personally, thank you for you know where I come from, you know what I did, and that's a very good compliment to me. And I appreciate you. Thanks. Crystal, I totally agree, and I think divine is pulling my divine in my directions. I can feel the pull from the divine. Yes, you are going to feel the pull. You're going to feel the divine, and you're definitely going to feel the divine when it works in your twin, or the divine arrange the strange meetings all of a sudden. You didn't even plan it. You didn't even want to go near that place, But for example, I was meeting a friend, and all of a sudden, the friend is like right in that area, so I had to drive around that area. And I took a different road, and guess what? Stoplight, you see the person, right? And then it's like, oh shoot, yeah, it is. But yeah, that's what happens for it. There is a pulse from the divine happens. So yeah, short distance isn't always more easy. Mine 40 minutes away from me, yeah, in a different country makes almost even more difficult. Yeah, well, the short distance doesn't mean anything. The long distance doesn't mean anything. Okay, what it's meaning is the closeness of the love from within. That's what it's mean. You can be a separate 10,000 miles apart physically, okay? But you feel each other, you love each other, you talk to each other, you connect to so much to each other, and that love it is. What a God wants you is to trust that love. God is coming. Come on, my child, I give you the love. He'll help you and everything. Do you believe that though? Do you appreciate that love, that gift? Do you understand that the divine wants you to be happy as you ask him probably to be happy? Because you were not happy at your life and you reach deeply to the God and say, God, send me someone who's going to love me the way I need to be loved. And now the gift's coming. But guess what? You don't like the wrapping, you don't like the paper. You were imagining something else. And God says, well, have you ever looked inside? You don't. Some of the people never unwrap themselves as a gift, and they never unwrap the person that came to them because God sends them to it. So, all right. So let me see where some of the. Okay, do twins awaken without talking to each other? Twins begins to awaken from the divine. That is they get in the glimpses of who the person is. When they connect to each other, they feel the strange connection. The strange connection is the third energy, the divine energy that puts them together. Life can be beautiful. Okay, so that what is without our meeting, without out meeting, do we get signs of who they are? You're getting the energy presence of who they are. Okay, and when a divine has to prove you once, twice, and third time, and you don't believe that, then you got an issue. Your ego is in your way because you don't look with your soul, and mostly you don't look with your spirit to eliminate yourself. It's like, oh shoot, that was what I was asking for. So that's what that is. Some of the people they don't believe that the person is there to inflame. Why do they don't believe? They don't believe because something is there. All right, Diana. Don't know if you can this, but why was the oh. Diana, guys, that's one of the questions that I'm looking for. Why was the twin flame connection was kept hidden? Okay, I'm suggesting you to go ahead and look in Apostle Thomas writing. It's agnostic writing, and some things you will understand in there. The reason was that what Jesus said, okay, if you find yourself through me, basically through what I say, all right, you'll find in the road of the truth, you will get to God. But the truth was hidden for the twin flames. Even though Aristotle said about what twin flames are, a lot of the Even the religions are based out of twin flames. Adam and Eve, or Adam and Lilith, and some of the hidden parts. Okay, look at it, the legends. Okay, the legends about Amon and Ra, for example. Look at it, all the Hindu. Okay, what are they based out of? Couples coming together. What did they get a bird? The information was not really hidden, but the information was manipulated. Otherwise, the people cannot be manipulated. And the twin flames are coming now because we are shifting into energy of Age of Aquarius. Enough is enough. And that's what we are coming in masses now. I mean, if you look at it, twin flames are awakening every day now. The energy of the twin flames awakens a lot of people. But now we have awakening of the two sides of the society. That is the spiritual side and the dark side. It comes in both. It comes out in the surface. That's what now Pluto is working so powerful within this. That's why Saturn right now is in the Age of Aquarius, squaring the knots, the karma. Okay, a lot of you think it's about justice. No, justice is understood by the ego, guys. Okay, change of the behavior will determine the future. That's what the twin flames come for, to build a better society. But the rich people, they don't want to have a better society because they cannot control it. And the twin flames, they have energies, okay, of unlimited things. Now what? It will destroy their illusions that they reaches, and it will destroy the illusions and all the material possessions. That's what the twin flame was hidden. It was all because of money, greed, misery, to create a misery. So when there is a misery, the twin flames cannot be together. You need to understand that these energies are still around. They will be around for a long time. Okay, they were around from centuries. So that's what this is. Thank you, Diana. A good question. My twin contacted me 3 days ago and text caught me out of a surprise, and I was thinking about him the day before, nonstop, driving me nuts. He doesn't show emotions, but he'll leave a music note for me, and all I know it's for me. Good. Let it be. The energy right now, it's kind of like a union type, pushing for union. But you need to understand it's not only for a union. I was writing on a message that on 27th there's going to be a worldwide cleaning of the consciousness, preparations for the Lion's Gate, and someone just so hold on, Diana, with life can be beautiful. Yeah, I explained this, but maybe she hasn't watched it, Diana. Um, where was I? I don't know why you said that. Okay, CC, wherever the situations. Uh, I got confused. Gift of love, beautiful. Thank you. Yeah, I spoke about the tarot readers because the tarot readers I explained before, they read different energies. Okay, some of the tarot readers they reading your energy about the problem, not actual. They work with the universe. That's what it was. Beautiful. And the only tarot readers is that they reading with universe energy. They don't read that. Okay. You go to a tarot reader and you ask him, it's like, I need a reading, and they're gonna ask you for who or for what. You're telling them. No, you don't tell them. They just pull the cards. They ask the universe. They're neutral as energy. They read energy from the universe. That's how it works. But when you tell them just a little story, you actually give them an energy from you in them that goes into the cards. And now the cards confirming what you're thinking. And you think, oh yeah, that's what that is. And guess what? And it doesn't have nothing to do with reality. That's what it is. It has to do with the way you are thinking. And that's why the new understanding of gravitation is what you're gravitating from within you. That's what goes around. And that's how the law of attraction works with the gravitations for it. All right, I got a smoke time and more questions you guys coming up, so don't be discouraged. By the way, Diana and beautiful baby, whatever, guys, just relax. We're all here to have peace, okay? Just have peace with the energy within you guys. How about give it some love? All right, give it some love to each other. Thank you. I will give you some gifts. How about that? I'll send you some gifts to you too. And I appreciate you both to here. We need this. This energy is beautiful about this. There you go. I'm giving you some gifts in here. Follow you here. There you go. Unwrap them. And trust. Trust that gift of God gave you for it. All right. And be yourself. Be truthful. The rest of them is going to show up sooner or later. Maybe not now. Next life. Okay. Whatever the life is. Maybe the life it's can be a mess. Okay. Life it's a different story. But all the stories, they have lessons. And you need to understand that the power of the truth that God gives you as a gravitation, you're gonna more gravitate towards God. The more you go gravitate towards God, God's gonna give you more gravitation. That's what you are as a twin flame. Imagine couple determinate within that gravitations with God, what they can achieve in a lifetime for it. Imagine. Imagine all the people. Yeah, Imagine is a twin flame song. So that's what this is. It is. Okay. But yeah, we're still basing out of the ego and operates of the ego. So thanks guys for having me here. Guys, think about what we're gonna talk about for. So yeah. So we can feel the pull from a distance towards RTF or in our hearts, perhaps that they're going through. You can feel the butterflies, or but most important, you're gonna feel the blessing inside of the soul. That blessing inside of the soul of union with them, their vibrations, the way they are in their internal world. You can feel that, and that's what the pull is. The actual pull is like two to be a one and stop fighting with each other, start loving to each other and start building what you have to build. Okay, That's what that is. To work with the interdependence, with the mutual agreements to both work together. Lisa, can we discuss trusting the divine and living our truth? I think we discussed something lately for that. Uh, Psychic new abilities. Oh, CC. I might go with a CC for it. Uh, the psychic abilities after meeting your twin flame. Mine, that is a good one. Oh, that is a good one right there. Oh, wow. Is everyone feeling it? Uh, yeah. Is everyone feeling it? I don't have to ask. I know that you guys gonna feel it. I knew it. As soon as I saw it, it pops out at like a very high quality energy. I knew it. All right, CC, you're the winner. All right, personal recognitions tomorrow in the chat for picking up the topic. All right, CC. Okay. Psychics slash new abilities. Your TF. All right. That is a beautiful, beautiful topic. And I like that because to that awakening for it now, when I look deeply from within, that's how I got the gifts for it. And it's going to be a very good topic. And you guys get yourself ready tomorrow to share your gifts here or your fears about your gifts for it. That could be interesting situations. And yeah, by the way, we have a 28 people and 18 likes. Lately, I've been seeing it so much 18s all day long. I mean, 18, 18. Uh, today it's 18th. I saw it at 0818. Like, what the heck with 108? But I gotta look at the numbers for it. It's gotta be something that has to do with this for you. So I want to close this out for it. There is a U before your TF and the U after. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There is that part of that doesn't live within you anymore after the TF, isn't it? Would it die? So the long distance love, believe in it. Believe uh, uh, believe on that love always. Whatever it is love. Okay. Believe in that love was within divine. Okay. But look at it also protecting yourself, your guard, your heart. Look at it the things. But when a God asking you, do you love unconditionally? Or God asking you, CC, or ray of light, or Diana, or beautiful baby, or any of you, when a God comes in and asks you, love unconditionally, it be love and 100%, be truth and 100%, please do it. God's gonna give you a gift that you're never gonna imagine. Okay? Trust me on that. But believe in love, guys. Okay? All right, guys. Well, thank you for the meeting right now. Thank you for this. And tomorrow we are going to look at it about the psychic abilities you're getting after you meeting your twin flame. Well, CC, begin to make some quotes and memes. All right, guys? All right. I'm giving you some universal love, guys. And don't forget, be love with everything. All right?